Shalom. This is to all Israelite groups and all Israelite communities and all breakoffs from One West and breakoffs from breakoffs from breakoffs from breakoffs. No matter what rainbow uniform you wear, red, white, purple and white, all white, it don't matter. You should all treat the ISUPK like your weird, misunderstood Sabbaths. You shouldn't do anything until you counsel with the ISUPK. We'll tell you when and what to eat. We'll tell you who to marry. We'll tell you who to have sex with and how. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your wives. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your parents, your friends, everybody. We'll tell you when and how to pray. We'll tell you how to direct your life in a way that's pleasing to the Most High God of Israel and our Black King Yahushua, a.k.a. Jesus Christ. We will be to you instead of a God. Just like the Most High told Moses in Exodus 4:16 that Aaron would be to him instead of a mouth and he would be to Aaron instead of a God, that's what we'll do for you. It is what you all need because none of you know what the fuck you are doing. I pray you understand. Shalom. Welcome to Atlanta.
Christ, this Officer 5000, Jeremiah, the camp leader of Atlanta. Passover 2025, starting April the 9th, we got the lamb slaughter. April the 10th, we got General Muhammad's flag. April the 11th, we got the black party that's going to have the Hebrew graduation. April the 12th, in Atlanta, Georgia, the 56th annual Passover, the only Passover under Commander Junior Hunter.
Our great and holy King have honored us for turning our lives from the darkness to the light, man. There's no greater gift you can receive than to wake up to the truth and then commit your life to saving your brothers, man. Looking in their eyes and seeing their faces and seeing what they've suffered and what they've gone through and seeing the end of it, man. It is a guaranteed seat in the kingdom of heaven, man. So in the name of our King Yahushua, we dedicate us another Passover of brothers and sisters' lives being saved.
April the 13th, we got the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Shalom.
It's that time of year again. It's the 56th annual Passover, man. You know what that means. It's time for you sisters to get your corsages. You want a brother like this?
Should I get saved if I could? Get a general breakdown of Matthew 5 and 22?
Straight to your body, I know that it's small.
If one of these brothers piques your interest, sisters, y'all need to go ahead and buy one of those white corsages for $10. Yes, only $10, man. And you only need to tap in with your camp leader to get it. But how can you be chosen if they don't know the look and come and talk to you, come and pull up on you? So go ahead and cop your white corsage today.
Right when I hit the door.
If you want these world famous heroes and soldiers to come and holler at you, how they gonna do that without a white corsage? Or if one of these men are your husband, go ahead and grab a red corsage.
Let's go a couple more rounds.
Shalom. You did your 6 months and you want to get married out here? We got brothers for you. Nice, hard-working brothers who are ready to take your hand in marriage and make you an honorable woman. Tap in with your camp leader for more details.
Hop out, straight to your body, I know that it's smoking. You know, I've been sipping on potion. You gon' ride that slow motion.
Hey, Shalom Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. This is the ISUPK Sabbath service, Killeen Sabbath service. And with that, I'm Maijem, which means to stand. Wahakwadam, which means to turn and face the east. We're going to do the prayers. This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malawaka, Daba'a, Ratazayaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Wa, Haya, Bashemayim, Nathan Lanawa, Lakum, Call, Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kabawaknawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawakinawa, Wala'a. Ayanawa, Banasai 1, a ball, Haiwashinawa, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Hamalatwa, Waha'ala, Wahata Para, La'ai Walamyum, Aman. In the English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. This is the prayer of the power of the Hakak in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Baba Kushah, Nathan Lanawa, Hakak, Larapa'a, Call Makala, Wakal Marawa, Hakak, Latahar, Hamatazarium, Hakak, Lahakwiyum, Hamathium, Hakak, Al-Rakawa, Hatama'ala, Lagar Shun, Ba'ashem Yahweh, the Wada Amun. In the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power. The power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. So be it. This is the prayer to bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Barak Lanawa, Wa Yasha'ala, Wahaba Saparium, Barak, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the water, Aman. In the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Bless us and Israel and the school. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. So be it. This is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Aisha, Ayanya, Al-Haharium, Ma'ayan, Yaba'a, Azaria, Ma'am, Salakia, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Wa Arataza, Al Yathan, Lamawat, Regalka, Al Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al Yad, Yamyunka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'a, Yakayaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makar, Ra'ai, Yashamar, Afnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'aka, Wabawa'aka, Ma'atad, Wa'ad, Awalam. All right, put the folder down. Just go off my voice. In the English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew, Alahayim, Al Damayalaka, Al Thakarash, Wa Al Thashakwat, Al Kayahana, Iwa Yayabika, Yahama Yawan, Wa Mashanayaka, Sha'ai Wara'ash, Al Imaka, Ya'ariyam Wa, Sawad, Wayata Atazawa, Al Tazapawanyaka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakwidum, Magauya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham Yasha'ala, Iwad, Kaya, Na'atazawa, Lab Yakadwa, Alyaka, Barya, Yakarthawa, Aalya, Arawam, Wa Yashama'alyam, Ma Wa'aba, Wa Hagarium, Gabal, Wa Amawan, Wa Amalak, Palasha, Am Yashavya, Tazawar, Gomashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labanya, Lawat, Salah, Aisha, Lahom, Kamadian, Kasaya Sarah, Kayadian, Banakal, Kwayashawan, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayan, Da'ira, Hayawa, Daman, La Adama, Shayatamwa, Nadabwa, Ka'arab, Wakazaba, Wakazabak, Waka Tazamanai, Call Nasakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Naya Rasha, Lanawa, Noah, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagogala, Kakwash, La Panya, Rawaka, Ka'ash, Tabaya Ira, Wakala Haba, Talahat, Haryum, Khan, Theradatma, Basa Irika, Wabasa Wapaka, Thabalahum, Mala'a, Panyahum, Palawan, Wayaba Kwashwa, Shumka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabawa, Ayai, Wayakaparwa, Wayabadwa, Wayadaiwa, Kaya, Atha, Shemka, Yahweh, Labadka, Al Yawan, Al Kaharataza. In the English, keep not thy silence, O power. Hold not thy peace. And be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarene, Gabal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur is also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as unto Sisera, as to Jabin at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb and like Zeeb, yea, all their princes, as Zabah and as Zalmunna, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of the power in possession. O my power, make them like the wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storms. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded, in trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame, and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. It's the prayer of the blessings. Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Wa Mayaka Allah, Wa Alahayim, Matazabaya, Alawap Yahana, Ha Alawapyam, Ha Saranyam, Ha Kutazayanyam, Ha Kriyalyam, Wa Ha Akwapian, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Bawada Aman. In the English, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yahana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you. So be it. This is the curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, listen to us now. Right now. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us. Thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, and the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nations and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, the Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, the militia, the Ku Klux Klan, the Aryan Nation, skinheads, Posse Comitatus, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, and workers of witchcraft, NASA space program, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, Marine, Wall Street, open up the internet, and the airwaves, the cable access channel, the radio channel. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues. Cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plagues shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahushua, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world. Cause it to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you always. So be it. Sorry. Turn and face the podium. Yeshabium, which means to sit. Seated. Hey, Shalom Israel. I'm gonna give a courtesy salute to the Akim. That's brothers in Hebrew. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah. And then to the sisters, Akwathian, Shalom, Yahweh Shemal, Latham Bashem Yahushua. Understand? When we left off last week, go ahead, get that, Art. When we left off last week, we were in Exodus 16. We're in Exodus 16, and the children of Israel had been murmuring against the Lord in the wilderness. And they were murmuring against Moses and Aaron, and the Lord appeared in a cloud, you know what I'm saying, and told them that he would provide them with bread every morning and quail every night. You understand? The Lord had just got done destroying Pharaoh and all the Egyptians, you know what I'm saying, in the Red Sea. And they saw that miraculous miracle of the destruction of their oppressor. And then 3 days later, because they were thirsty and didn't have anything, you know what I mean, to drink, they began to complain and murmur against the Lord and ask, was the Lord with them? And they even said, had the Lord killed us in Egypt, it'd have been better had we been killed in Egypt when we had the flesh pots. And flesh pots were just big vats of food that the Egyptians had on every corner of every block that you could just go get, like a fast food spot. You just go get what you want to eat for cheap. You understand? And because they were going through a little bit of difficulty and struggle, they began to murmur and complain against the Lord. You understand? And so we're going to get back into this. The Lord gives them a command about the manna. He tells them, just get what you need for the day. You know what I'm saying? If you had a large family, you get what you need for your large family. If it was only you or you had a small family, you just get what you need. And he also said, don't take extra, trying to keep it over for the next day. You understand? And the Israelites, they did that. They didn't follow the Lord's commands. They took extra, and then the next day it was maggots in there. You understand? And it was stinking. You understand? Because what it was is they didn't have faith. You know what I'm saying? The Most High is telling them every day is going to come out there, and they were still trying to save some to the side. Because what they were really showing is that they didn't trust the Lord. They didn't trust the Most High. You understand? Well, we're going to go ahead and get into this Hebrew. We're going to be at Exodus chapter 16, verse 15. You can follow along in the Bible Hub app. You know what I'm saying? Let me get to the... You can follow along in the Bible Hub app. And if y'all can hear me in the chat, just put a 1 in the chat for me. If one of y'all brothers can see if my volume is too up. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 16, and we'll be starting at 15 in the Hebrew. All right, starting at y'all checked already? It's Tawab. All right. So starting in the Hebrew, this is Exodus chapter 16, verse 15. Waya ra'awa banya yasha'al waya amarawa ayash salakia ayash all akayoa man hawa'a kaya la'a yadayawa ma'a hawa'a wayamar masha alyahum hawa'a halakam ashar nathan yahweh lakam la'aka laha. Verse 16. Za'ah hadabar ashar tazawa'a tazawaha yahweh lakwa tawa ma manayawa ayash lapaya aka lawa imar laga la'ath masapar napash thayaikum ayash la'ashar baha lawa thakwa kawa. Verse 17. Waya Aishawa Khan Banya Yasha'al Waya Lakwa Tawa Hamar Baha Waha Ma'ayat Ma'ayat. Verse 18. Waya Madaiwa Ba'ayamar Wala'a Ha'ai Dayap Hamar Baha Waha Ma'ayat La'a Haka Sayara Salakia Haka Sayara Ayash Lapaya Aka Lawa Lakwa Tawa. Verse 19. Wayamar Masha Al Yahum Ayash All Yawatra Ma Manaiwa Ide Bakwar. Verse 20. Wala'a Shama'aiwa All Masha Waya Watha Rawa Anaishium Ma Manaiwa Ide Bakwar Wayarum Thawa La'ayim Waya Ba'aish Salakia Waya Ba'ash Wayakwa Taza'ap Alahayam Masha Salakia. Yeah. Verse 21. Waya Lakwa Tawa Athawa, Ba Bakwar, Ba Bakwar, Ayash, Kapaya, A Kalawa, Wakayam, Ha Hashamash, Wana Wanamas. Verse 22. Waya Haya Bayawam, Hash Shaya, Lakwa Tawa, Lakam, Ma Shanaya, Shanaya, Hayamar, La'a La'akad, Waya Ba'aiwa, Ka'al, Nash Ya'aya, Nash Ya'aya, Ha'ai Daha, Wayag Yadaiwa, La Masha. All right, in the English, from the book of Exodus, chapter 16, verse 15 to verse 22. And when the children of Israel saw it, they're talking about the would look like little hoarfrost flakes. It's like when it first begins to snow, like light snow, and you go outside in the front yard. It's not heavy, but you see like that little light flakes of snow on the ground. That's what the manna. That's what the manna looked like. All right. So they called it like hoarfrost flakes. But it's something when the children saw it, what they called it, the children of Israel. And when the children of Israel saw it, they said one to another, "It is manna," for they wist not what it was. That word "wist" is an old English word. It just means they knew not. They knew not what it was. And Moses said unto them, "This is the bread which the Lord hath given you to eat. This is the thing which the Lord hath commanded. Gather of it every man according to his eating, an omer for every man, according to the number of your persons. Take ye every man for them which are in his tents." This is him basically saying, get the ration that you need for your household. All right. No more, no less. Verse 17. And the children of Israel did so, and gathered some more and some less. And when they did measure it with an omer, he that gathered much had nothing over, and he that had gathered little had no lack. They gathered every man according to his eating. It's just about getting what you need, right? And Moses said, "Let no man leave of it till the morning," meaning that don't save it. You know how we be like having leftovers, you know what I'm saying? You know, moms make a big thing of spaghetti, you know what I'm saying? Or even after like, you know, a big Sunday dinner or something like that, you got put it in plastic containers, and if it's a turkey, you're going to have turkey sandwiches during the week. The Lord telling them, don't save nothing. You understand? What you get is what you eat for that day. And if you peep in game, this is where Christ said what he said in the Lord's Prayer. Give us this day our what? Our daily bread. Get that brother a hand. Give us this day our daily bread. This is what the Lord is instituting. Because when you live in amongst the oppressor, you know what's always in your head? Lack. Not having what you need. So you always feel like you got to have something to the side. I got to have a what? A stash. And you know what that's the mindset of? That's the mindset of slaves. And the Lord was bringing them out of slavery, out of bondage, into freedom, into knowing who their power was. So this was about them learning to trust the Most High. That he's going to give me what I need for the day. For the day. All right? You going to keep reading? Verse 19, and Moses said, "Let no man leave of it till the morning, notwithstanding," meaning, even though he said it, this is what they did, notwithstanding, all right? "They hearkened not unto Moses, but some of them left of it until the morning, and it bred worms, maggots, and stank. And Moses was wroth with them." That word wroth means angry. He was angry with them. Like, didn't I tell you what the instructions were? Didn't I tell you what to do? But see, that's the problem, man. That's why Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, this is why we're in the condition that we're in.
Because even though God tells us one thing, we want to do what we want to do. I'm grown, right? I'm my own man. Who gonna tell me? That's the problem. That's why the police is picking you up every other weekend. That's why you're getting kicked out the house with your woman. Because you don't know what you're doing. You think you know because you grown now and you can smell your own piss. But the bottom line is that the Lord has a way for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to live. What to eat, who to have sex with, what days that we consider to be holy. If you black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, you are an Israelite, a descendant of the biblical Israelites, and God has commandments over your life, man. And he said, I set before you life and death. And if you go the other way, you're going to experience death. And death ain't just dying. Dying is easy. Death is you being out on the street having to beg the white man for food. Death is you going to get a job with a felony on your record trying to find work. Death is you being on child support. Death is you not knowing who your father was. Death is having to watch your mother bring different men into the house because she can't support herself. Death is you not knowing how to deal with your woman. Death is us as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians being called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, not knowing our true identity, that we're the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. That's death. It's suffering and dying while you're alive. And so the Lord's just giving them basic instructions. Hey, don't, just a small order. Hey, don't save it. And we couldn't even do that. Let's keep reading. And they gathered it every morning, every man according to his eating. And when the sun waxed hot, it melted. And it came to pass that on the 6th day, they gathered twice as much bread, 2 omers for one man. And all the rulers of the congregation came and told Moses. All right, let's get the next 7 in Hebrew. Verse 23. Wayamar, Alaham, Hawa'ah, Ashar, Debar, Yahweh, Shabbath, Shabbath, Wayan, Shabbath, Quadash, Yahweh, Makar, Ashar, Tha'apawa, Apawa, Wa'ath, Ashar, Thabash, Lawa, Ba'ash, Lawa, Wa'ath, Call, Ha'ai, Salakia, Ha'aida, Salakia, Ha'ai, Dapa, Wana, Yakaiwa, Lakam, La, Masha, Mara, Aid, Ha, Ba'akwar. Verse 24. Waya, Nayakaiwa, Athaiwa, Aid, Habakwar, Ka'ashar, Tazawaha, Masha, Wala'a, Ha, Ba'ayash, Salakia, Ha, Ba'ayash, Wara, Maha, La'a, Hayathaya, Hayath, Bawa. Verse 25. Wayamar, Masha, Lakal, Haywa, Hayawam, Kaya, Shabbath, Hayawam, Yahweh, Hayawam, La'a, Thamataza, Ahaiwa, Ba'ash, Daha. Verse 26. Shah, Shaya, Yamayam,
The la quata hawa bayawam. Ha Salakia. Ha Shabai Ya'aya. Salakia. Ha Shabai Ya'aya. Shabbat. La'a. Yahai. Yahai. Boa. Verse 27. Waya Haya Bayawam. Hasha Bayaaya. Ya Tazaiwa. Man. Hayam. Haayam. La Laquat. La Laquat. Wala'a. Matazawa. Mataza Iowa. Verse 28. Wayamar, Yahweh, all, Masha, Aid, Aina, Ma'a, Nathayim, Lasha, Ma'ar, Mataza, Wathaya, Wathai, Wara, Thaya, Ra'aiwa, Kaya, Yahweh, Nathan, Lakam, Ha Shabbat, all, Khan, Hawa'a, Nathan, Lakam, Bayawam, Ha Shashaya, Lakam, Yawa Mayam, Shabawa, Ayash, Thaka, Thayawa, all, Yataza'a, Ayash, Ma Makwa Maiwa, Bayawam, Ha Shabaya, Shabaiya. Verse 30. Waya Shabbat Salakia. Waya Shabbathwa. Ha'ayam Bayawam. Ha Shabbat Salakia. Ha Shabbai. All right, so verse 23 to Exodus 16 and 30. And he said unto them, this is that which the Lord hath said. This is when the elders of Israel approached Moses, because the people of Israel were gathering double on the 6th day. And they approached because they were worried, like, yo, you said, you told them not to gather more, but they're gathering double on the 6th day. All right. Salaki. All right. And he said unto them, to the elders of Israel that approached him, this is that which the Lord hath said. Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath. That's what today is, Sabbath service. All right, the 7th day. Unto the Lord, bake that which ye will bake today, and seethe that ye will seethe. And that which remaineth over lay up for you to be kept until the morning. So y'all know what baking is. You know what I'm saying? Whatever means we had at that time to bake, you know, traveling in the desert. I don't know what that was, if they had little clay ovens or whatnot, I'm not sure. And to seethe means to boil. So this was something that you can make, like, the way I think about it is like biscuits and grits. You know what I'm saying? They said it tasted like honey wafers or coriander. Coriander is like a seed. I think they sell that stuff now, coriander seed. I think they be putting it in like in their protein shakes and stuff like that. But anyways, they said it tastes like a honey wafer. So either they were making like grits or biscuits, okay? So he said, whatever you're going to bake it. Whatever you're going to seethe or boil in a pot, do that. And whatever's left, keep it until the morning. Meaning that, so you have whatever you have for tomorrow, okay? Verse 24. And they laid it up till the morning as Moses bade. And it did not stink, neither was there any worm therein. So what does that tell you? Give him a hand. That's exactly it. Give him a hand. To do what you're told. And what's the wisdom in this, right? Or what's the lesson in this? when they gathered more than they were supposed to gather during the week, it was maggots and worms. When they did it on the 6th day, as they were told, there was no maggots and worms. So what it is that you're getting two different results, right? That's how you're supposed to measure whether or not God is with you, by the results that you get in your life. When you're getting bad results, it's because you're not doing what you were told, like the brother said, man. You understand? But see, this is the importance of the ISUPK. This is why you need to come to class so you can know what you're supposed to do. The scriptures say in Hosea, I believe it's 4 and 6, if I'm not mistaken, that it says that my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. The reason why we're walking around here destroyed, we don't know our A from our Z, up from down, left from right, is because we don't have the instructions. But if you come into the school of the prophets, if you come into the ISUPK, you will be told exactly what God expects from you. And you'll know exactly what it is you need to do for him to be with you. And this is what he was doing with the children of Israel. They're coming out of slavery, out of bondage, and they have the mindset of a slave. But he's trying to build them and make them into a nation that's going to what? Rule every other nation around it. To be the top nation on the earth. Give me you have the mic? Itazab, give me Deuteronomy 7 and 6 really quick. The Lord was training them and preparing them for the kingdom of heaven, for power. The kingdom of heaven is not somewhere where you go where you die. And then you, Yawash, let me get Revelations 5 and 10. Read me Deuteronomy 7 and 6 first.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
This is the Lord telling Moses to tell the Israelites that they are a what?
Holy people.
Keep reading.
Unto the Lord thy God.
So the Lord is saying that you're a holy people unto me. That word holy is Quadash in the Hebrew. It means separate. In America teaches the same thing that the Tower of Babel taught, that everybody should be together, that everybody should speak the same language and be on the same vibe and the same page. But the God of Israel, the God of the Bible, the God who created heaven and earth, he's a separatist. He's a segregationist. He doesn't want his people mixing with other people. He's against that. Because he called you what? Holy. Keep reading.
Unto the Lord thy God.
Keep reading.
The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people.
A special people, go ahead.
Unto himself.
Unto himself. That means that the Lord God, the Most High, creator of heaven and earth, has a favorite people on the earth. He don't love everybody. He has a special people unto himself. Now, what we say as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, well, how are we special? We're on the bottom of everybody. We the ones getting shot unarmed. We the ones getting locked up, you know what I mean, for every little thing. Getting football numbers. While they do the same thing and they get a slap on the wrist. If we God's favorite people, then why are we going through what we're going through? Keep reading.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
No, above some people.
Above the face of the earth.
Above some people.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Listen, man. The Lord said that he chose us to be above all people, all races upon the face of the earth, man. So that means that the Most High God has a preference. Listen, you can't say that God loves everybody if he's choosing one particular people to be above all people upon the face of the earth. This is out the Bible. But your Christian Pat, T.D. Jakes didn't read that to you. Creflo Dollar didn't read that to you. What's the Yawash? What's the Joel Osteen? Joel Osteen ain't teach you that. They tell you that God loves everybody. But clearly this scripture is letting you know that's not the case. Above all people that are upon the face of the earth, if we would keep and do his commandments. Real quick, give me Deuteronomy 28 and 1. You hold that, Revelations 5 and 10.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently.
You know what it means to be diligent? It means to be consistent and persistent. That's what diligence is. Like when they say do your due diligence, that means do your homework. Be prepared to get the business done. Study. When you hear Paul tell Timothy, study to show thyself approved, a workman, rightly dividing the scriptures, it means you got to put that work in. You got to come to class. You got to study. You got to be diligent about serving the Lord. You got to find out exactly what he likes and exactly what he don't like, exactly what he wants you to do and exactly what he don't want you to do. You got to be diligent about that. Go ahead.
Hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments.
The voice of the Lord thy God. Is that the voice that's in your head? No. God is not talking to you. Can you talk to God? Yes. You can speak to God all day. Pray to him all day. But the Lord is not speaking to you. Now, I know what you're going to tell me. Nah, bro. I know for a fact God talked to me. Because, man, I remember one time, man, I was about to go head to this club, and something was like, don't go. And I listened, and I didn't go, and the club got shot up. That was God, man. That was God. That was not the Most High God in heaven talking to you. That was an angel that the Lord had assigned to you to try to keep you from dying, to bring you to this point that you can hear this truth right now. That was an angel swaying you to prevent your death, man. That's not the Lord talking to you. The Lord don't talk to you, man. He don't talk to us. The Lord talked to Christ. Christ is the mediator. And Christ speaks to the angels and to the men of the Lord, the prophets of God. When it says take heed to the voice of the Lord, he's talking about the prophets of God, man, the men of God. Because why? We are speaking God's words. That's what he's talking about. Keep reading, Knock.
To observe and to do all his commandments.
To do what?
And to do all his commandments.
All his commandments, not some of them. Oh, man, God don't care about what you eat, man. It's more important things in the world than what's you put in your mouth, man. It's about it's about what's going on with your brother, man. Why are we killing each other? If you can't even obey, don't eat crab, pork, shrimp, and lobster, then how are you going to listen to God about anything else if you can't do the small thing? Christ said that he that is faithful in the little thing is going to be faithful in the big thing. If you cannot eat the pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster and like the Bible says, then the Lord can trust you with other things. But if you can't even control what you put in your mouth, how can the Lord give you any type of wisdom to tell somebody else, man? You got to stop fooling yourself, man. And I know what it is because we as black men, Hispanic men, we've been stepped on by this society. We've been grinded to powder. It's like we go outside and we're the villains. We're the criminals, right? You just walk, you walk around just feeling guilty being black, right? They destroy our image in the media, even though our oppressor is doing way more havoc and chaos in the earth, committing more deaths and unalivings than we could ever do. But they make us they put us on the wanted poster, right? And you know what that does? It destroys your self-esteem. It destroys the image of who you are. So you know what we got to do? We got to try to build ourselves up and make ourselves believe that we're something that we're not. Because you know why? We don't have no respect. The world don't respect black men. So now what we got to do? I got to become an entertainer. I got to become a rapper. I got to be a football player, a basketball player. I got to be a pimp. I got to be good with the ladies. I got to do something to where I got some esteem about myself. When all you really got to do is come and serve God and be what he called you to be. Now, go ahead and read that, Yawash. This is Revelation chapter 5, verse 10.
The book of Revelation chapter 5, verse 10. And has made us unto our God kings and priests.
He made us what?
Kings and priests.
Christ has made us unto our God kings and priests. That's what you should aspire to be. A priest. The priests served God in the temple, and that was only designated to the Israelites. A white man can't be a priest. An Asian man can't be a priest. An African can't be a priest. The Lord only called so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. The 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. They're the only ones that can serve the Lord as priests. Nobody else. That's an office designated only for you. if you're a so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, you should take pride in that. You had a question? Read again, Art.
It's the book of Revelations, chapter 5, verse 10. And has made us unto our God kings and priests,
Go ahead.
and we shall reign on the earth.
Where are we going to reign at?
On the earth.
We're going to reign here, not in some, not in the clouds with Biggie and Tupac or your grandma. The Lord wants his work seen in the earth. And, that's one of the greatest tricks that the devil pulled. The devil is the so-called white man, is to make you believe that you get to heaven when you die. When he's living in heaven right now. You know what heaven is for him? He can get up in the morning and know that in that bank account is $50 million. He can go take a yacht trip with his kids. His kids ain't even got to go to college. See, you racing to go to college. You racing to join the military. Because you know what you think in your whole life? What am I going to do with my life? They wait. Listen, the sons and daughters of our oppressor, they get up not worried about nothing. And if you see one that lives in a trailer home or a trailer park, and you're like, oh, it's some white folks out here homeless too. That's because they choose to be that. You ain't got no choice. They wanted to rebel against their family and get on drugs. And now they out here in the streets. That's not because they have to be out here. You out here because Donald Trump then got rid of DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. He's making sure that now, because check this out. Him doing that in the federal government ensures that other companies, because they don't want to get prosecuted by the government, are going to not hire you because you're Black. It was hard getting a job when Biden was in office. Now see how hard it is to get a job now. It's going to be 10 times worse. Because they want to make sure that what? We're not hiring you based on your race, but on the content of your character. Right? But now you had a misdemeanor charge or you had a felony charge. It's been 10 years. You didn't serve your time and did your bid, and they still holding that against you. But Donald Trump got 34 felonies, and he's the president of the United States of America. That's the world that you live in, man. So you better decide quickly about the God that you're going to serve. The God that says that he chose you, that he selected you, and that he loves you, or you try to make it here in America where everybody's against you and nobody is for you. You can believe that God loves everybody if you want. You can believe that if you want. Law enforcement going to show you. All right. Where we at? Let's keep reading. We had 25, so like I was kind of running on. And Moses said, eat that today, for today is the Sabbath unto the Lord. Today you shall not find it in the field. So he was like, when you gather up this on the 6th day, just eat what you have in the morning, because you're not gonna find no manna coming on the Sabbath, on the 7th day. All right. 6 days ye shall gather it, but on the 7th day, which is the Sabbath, in it there shall be none. Verse 27. And it came to pass that there went out some of the people on the 7th day. Then told them what they supposed to do, and yet and still they go out and violate what God told them. It's just, that's Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We just hard-headed. That's what the Lord called us, stiff-necked and rebellious, man. I done told you what to do. Now I'm gonna do what I want to do. You understand? He just told them, ain't gonna be none out there on the 7th day. What they do? Get up out there and start looking for it. That's Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. And the Lord said unto Moses, how long refuse ye to keep my commandments and laws? Who did the Lord blame? For the some of the people that went out and looked for the manna on when he said it ain't gonna be out there. Don't go out there and gather. This is a day of rest. Some Israelites went out there to go look. Who did the Lord blame?
Moses.
He blamed Moses. Because you know what happens? When you mess up, the leadership gets charged by God. God ain't gonna come and talk to you. He gonna talk to Christ. And Christ is gonna talk to Commander General Yohana. When you mess up. because the Lord is going to hold the leadership responsible for the body, for the people. That's how this works. When you come into this school, you're applying to be a leader in the army of the Lord. That just means more responsibility and you get the blame. So what does that mean you got to be? If you are applying, if you are trying to become a priest in the army of the Lord, what do you have to be? That's right, brother, diligent, but it's another word I'm looking for. Yawash, what do you have to be if you're going to be in leadership?
You gotta be blameless, sir.
Blameless. What's another word for that?
Damn.
Itazab. What's another word for blameless? Grab the mic and tell me then. If you don't know, say it.
Come on. I can't think of a word right
It's
now.
perfect. Perfect. You got to be perfect. And the Christian church is not teaching black men, Hispanic men, Native Indian men to be perfect. You know what they teaching? We all fall short of the glory of God. We all fall short. Ain't no man perfect but Christ. This is why they teach you that Christ is God. Because if Christ is God, then what you gonna say? Well, I can't be like Christ. The only perfect man to walk the earth was Jesus. Jesus was perfect to teach you how to be perfect. That's why in Matthew 5:48, he said, be ye perfect, even as your Father in heaven is perfect. Christ told you to be perfect like God is perfect, the Most High. He didn't even use himself as the standard. That's the requirement on you, Ak. Let's keep reading. Verse 28, and the Lord said unto Moses, how long refuse you to keep my commandments and my laws? See, for that the Lord hath given you the Sabbath. Therefore he gives you on the 6th day the bread of 2 days. Abide ye every man in his place. Let no man go out of his place on the 7th day. So the people rested on the 7th day. All right, let's get the next. I might just bust down the next 14. Where we at on time? Yeah. I'm going to knock down 14. Let's see what that is. All right. Verse 31. Waya prawawa kra salakia. Waya kwara awa. Baya. Yasha'al. Ah. Shamawa. Or Shayam. Man. Waha wa'a. Kaza ra'ai. God. Laban. Wata Aimawa. Mariam, get her. Get up and get her. Kataza pa yaka. Bada ba'ash. Verse 32. Wayamar. Masha. Zaha. Hada bara. Salakia. Ha dabar. Ashar. Tazawaha. Yahweh. Mala'a. Ha amar. Ma manayawa. La masha mara. Lada rathayakum. La iman. Yara'aiwa. Ah. Halakam. Ashar. Ha'a kalataya. Ata atakam. Ba madabar. Baha wataza ya'aya. Athakam. Ma'arataza. Matazarayim. Verse 33. Wayamar. Mashah. All. Aharon. Kwakak. Tazanath. Akath. Wathan. Shamaha. Mala'ah. Ha'ai. Salakia. Imar. Man. Waha. Naka. Aithawa. La Penya. Yahweh. La Masha Marath. La Darath. Salakia. La Darath Yakum. Verse 34. Ka'ashar. Tazawaha. Yahweh. All. Masha. Waya Nayaka. Hawa. Aharon. La Penya. Ha'ai Dath. Lama Shemarath. Verse 35. Wa Banya Yasha'al. Aka Lawa Ath Haman Ora Ba'ayim Shana Aid Boam All Orataza Noah Shabbath Ath Haman Akalwa Aid Ba'am All Kwatazaha Orataza Kanai Ayan. Verse 36. Why Hamar? Why Imar? Waha Amar. Aisha Raya. Ha'a Yapaha. Hawa'a. Exodus 17:1 in the Hebrew. Waya Sa'iwa. Ka'al. Adath. Banya. Yasha'al. Madabar. Sayan. Lama Sa'ai Yaham. Ayal. Paya Yahweh. Wayaka Noah. Bara Payadayim. Wa'ayan. Mayam. Lashatha. Ha'ayim. Verse 2. Wayarab. Hayam. Aim. Mashah. Waya. Salakia. Waya. Amaruwa. Thanaiwa. Lanaiwa. Mayam. Wana Shathaya. Wayamar. Laham. Mashah. Maha. Thara Yabai one. Imadya. Maha. Thanai. So one. Yahweh. Verse 3. Wayataza Ma'a. Sham. Ha'ayim. La Mayam. Wayalan. Ha'ayim. All Mashah. Wayamar. Lama'a. Zaha. Ha Ilayatayanawa. Ma Matazarayam. La Hamayah. Athaya. Wa'a. Banya. Wa'a. Makwa Naya. Bataza Ma'a. Verse 4. Exodus 17, verse 4. Waya Taza I Salakia. Waya Taza I. Waya Taza Aikwa. Masha. All. Yahweh. Lamar. Ma'ah. Aishaiha. Salakia. Aisha. La'am. Hazaha. Iwad. Ma'at. Wasa Kwalanaya. Verse 5. Wayamar Yahweh. All. Masha. Ibar. Lapanya. Hayam. Wakwach. Ithaka. Ma Zakwa Naya. Yasha'al. Wa Mataka. Ashar. Ha Kayat. Bawa. Ya Salakia. Ha Ya Ior. Salakia. Ha Ya Ira. Kwaka. Bayadka. Waha Lakatha. Verse 6. Ha Naya. Imad. Lapa Nayaka. Sham. All. Hatazawara. Hatazawar. Salakia. Bakairub. Waha Kayatha. Batazawar. Salakia. Waya Taza Iwa. Manaiwa. Mayum. Washatha. Ha'aim. Waya I Salakia. Ya Aish. Khan. Masha. La'ai Yanaya. Zakwa Naya. Yasha'al. Verse 7. Wayakwara. Wayakwara. Salakia. Sham. Ma Ha Makwiyam. Masa. Wa Marabaya. All. Rayab. Banya. Yasha'al. Wa'ayo. Nasapyum. Yahweh. Lamar. Hayash. Yahweh. Bakwa Rabainoa. Ain. Ayan. Verse 8. Wayabaya Amalak. Waya Lakam. Ain Yasha'al. Bara Payadayam. All right, so from verse 31 to Exodus 17 and 8. And the house of Israel called the name thereof manna, and it was like coriander seed, white, and the taste of it was like wafers made with honey. And Moses said, this is the thing which the Lord commanded. Fill an omer of it to be kept for your generations, that they may see the bread wherewith I have fed you in the wilderness, when I brought you forth from the land of Egypt. I don't know if y'all been seeing, like, on the social media, there was a CIA document, since Trump has been releasing different kinds of documents, like on JFK, John F. Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, like their assassinations. He's been opening the books on things that were classified and documents that were redacted. One of these documents that was released was a CIA document where the CIA would hire remote viewers. Remote viewers are supposedly, allegedly, people that, go into like transcendent meditation, and they're able to see things. So like a lot of black government groups, CIA groups, they would hire these people to, like, do drug busts, find missing persons, locate the location of maybe, say, a terrorist group, right? So anyway, there's an actual CIA document
with the list of the remote viewers that they utilized, and this particular remote viewer said that he saw the Ark of the Covenant. That was his job in his training to find the Ark of the Covenant. And he described the location. He described the description of the Ark of the Covenant, which was a description of how it is in the Bible. You understand? Made of silver and gold, a wood. It looks like a coffin with two wooden bars and 6 winged angels on the top of it, and that there are entities that are guarding it, and that if anybody touches it who is not authorized, they die. Okay? I'm bringing this up because this is what the Lord is telling Moses to do with this manna. Now, we know that the manna ain't supposed to last over a day, right? That it turns to worms if you keep it, right? Except for on the 6th day, because that's the day that he wants you to get double so you can have something to eat on the 7th day, because you can't go out and work and gather it, right? He's telling him to put this manna into a bowl and to put it in what they're calling right now the testimony. You understand? It's not being called the Ark of the Covenant yet, but to put it into the testimony. A bowl of manna, that so when they look inside of the ark, they can see what the Lord fed the children of Israel with as a memorial. So this manna never withered, or never got old or molded. You understand? So this is what's happening right here. Okay, take a pot and put and unto Moses in Salakia, verse 32. And Moses said, "This is the thing which the Lord commanded: fill an omer of it to be kept for your generations, that they may see the bread wherewith I have fed you in the wilderness, when I brought you forth from the land of Egypt." And Moses said unto Aaron, "Take a pot and put an omer full of manna therein, and lay it up before the Lord to be kept for your generations, as the Lord commanded Moses." So Aaron laid it up before the testimony to be kept. And the children of Israel did eat manna 40 years, until they came to a land inhabited. They did eat manna until they came unto the border of the land of Canaan. Now an omer is a tenth of an ephah. An ephah is just another measurement, that was used by the Israelites. All right. So if you think about like you have a centimeter, then you got a millimeter, right? So a centimeter is a measure. A millimeter is like a tenth of a centimeter. I believe it is. So an ephah is one measurement. An omer is a tenth of an ephah. All right. Verse 17, and all the congregation of the children of Israel journeyed from the wilderness of Sin after their journeys, according to the commandment of the Lord, and pitched in Rephidim, and there was no water for the people to drink. So now they've already gone through this, where they after the Lord destroyed the Pharaoh and the Egyptian army, they went 3 days and didn't have no water. And when they got to the water was called marah, and it meant bitter. Because when they got to the water to drink it, they couldn't drink it. It was bitter water. And they complained against Moses and Aaron. And the Lord heard their complaining, and he told Moses, take that branch off that tree, throw it in the water, and it made the water sweet. So they've already gone through this, where the Lord has showed up for them and showed them, you ain't got to worry, I'll have the solution. He said, but I'm doing this to see if you're going to keep my commandments and obey what I say. The Lord was testing them. Well, raise your hand, if you want to say something, but you can say something. Give him the mic. No, you good. Good, give him the mic.
I was just saying, again, he also
Go ahead.
he chastised Moses doing the same thing, where he told Moses to strike the rock, and it was in showing of the life of Christ, and he did not do such. But when he did such in anger, because the people had told him, to bring forth the water.
The people was getting on his nerves.
Yep.
Leadership ain't easy.
Yep, and
people was getting on his nerves, man. But now you kind of getting ahead. But that is what we about to come across right now. All right. But you're right. That ended up happening with Moses. He didn't follow instructions. You understand? So you are correct with that. And we're about to get into that right now. All right, so let's read. Where we at? Verse 17. So it says, verse 2, chapter 17, verse 2. Wherefore the people did chide with Moses and said, give us water that we may drink. Chide means to complain, or to complain angrily. You know what I'm saying? Actually, look up the word chide. I don't want to say, I'm not sure that it means complain. Look up the word chide for me. Huh? Yeah, because I know there's a scripture in Psalms that says that the Lord will not chide with us always. He won't keep his anger forever. It means to chastise. Yeah, read to the mic, Ock. The definition of chide.
The definition of chide could be scald or rebuke. It's also going to mean chastise.
You know what's crazy? How can you chastise a leader? How can you rebuke and scold a leader? It's the leader's job to scold and rebuke you. This was the arrogance of the people. That is the moment that they felt a little bit of discomfort, they felt like they had the wherewithal or the right to scold and rebuke who had authority over them. Moses was the authority over them. They were not the authority over Moses. But because they didn't have what they felt like they needed, they thought it gave them the right to do that. After Moses already warned them. He said, when you murmur and complain against us, you're not complaining against us. You're really murmuring against the Lord, because the Lord put us in authority. So when you talk to us, we're just messengers. You're really doing this against the Lord. But this is so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We hard-headed. All right, let's read. And the people did chide or rebuke and scold with Moses and said, give us water that we may drink. And Moses said unto them, why ye scold or chide ye with me? Wherefore do ye tempt the Lord? How are they tempting the Lord? Anybody? I see everybody in the chat. Salakia. You know what I'm saying? Anybody? How were they? Somebody get her a mic. Is there another mic up there for her to get? And her sister a mic. How are they tempting the Lord? In the chat, you welcome to respond as well. Let the sister go ahead. She had her hand raised first. Where's the other one at? Oh, my bad. Yeah, go ahead.
Salakia,
it's on. Go ahead. We hear you.
I think they were provoking the Lord to anger because instead of trusting the Lord, they were complaining about the things they said they shouldn't worry about.
That's give her a hand. That's exactly it. That was well said. That was well said, sis. So basically, they're tempting the Lord because now, okay, everything she said was correct, but what did the Israelites just see the Most High do to the Egyptians? He destroyed them. This is the power that they're dealing with, and they're not considering who they're dealing with. The Lord is a terrible power. Yeah, he's looking out for his people, but they're dealing with him as if he's not who he is. So they're tempting him. Raise your hand out, get the mic. You can definitely, he good.
Yeah, when he parted the seas for him and went through, and then when he went through and they had to go into the desert.
Yeah, he parted the Red Sea, got them through to safety while Pharaoh was trying to take them all out, and then he destroyed Pharaoh and his army in the Red Sea in front of them. That should make you have a little bit of fear and respect, but we don't. Black people, Hispanics, we provoke the Lord every day. When we celebrate birthdays, celebrate Christmas. Right now, I drove up here to the school. His brother's out there selling Easter baskets. Easter baskets. You know what I'm saying? That's a pagan holiday, man. You're provoking the Lord. You're provoking the Lord. For y'all out there trying to do Easter egg hunts for your kids, you're provoking the Lord. Yeah.
What is Easter?
Easter, the holiday, is a pagan holiday, and I'm trying to think of the goddess's name right now. I think it's a Astur or Astarte or something, but she was the goddess of fertility. You understand? And she was also the goddess of like the harvest and springtime. So for us as Israelites, the Lord designated the month of Passover as our beginning of the year. Now in this society, what do they call the beginning of the year?
January.
Right. And that's after. You can turn the fan off. When y'all turn the fan off, I think it's causing him to sneeze. Itazab, he got it. He'll get it, brother. Turn that off for me, man. January is named after the god Janus. He's a two-headed god, you know, a face looking towards the future and a face looking towards the past. And that's where you get the whole New Year's resolutions. So at that time of the year, people always say what they're going to do for the future based off what they didn't do in the past. All right. That's where January comes from, the god Janus. And, but that's the month that everything is dead. It's still like the dead of winter. Nothing is alive. The Lord gave us the beginning of our year in the springtime. But because Christians don't read the Bible, because Christians don't fear God, they try to make it with like the resurrection of Christ being born or being dead and maybe being made alive. And they connect it with eggs and this goddess of fertility in springtime, spring equinox, paganism. They mix heathen practices and try to put it into our culture when it has nothing to do with the Bible at all. Christ being raised from the dead has nothing to do with Easter. You understand? Easter is just a pagan holiday. Now, Passover, which we'll be celebrating in Atlanta on April 12th, that's what the Lord designated for us. And that was when we put the blood over our doors. So the angel or the destroyer, the angel of the Lord, didn't kill us because he was coming to kill all of the firstborn in Egypt. And the only way for us to be separate or holy or kodash from that, and for that angel to pass over us, was to see the blood of the lamb on our door, on our lintels. You understand? So that's what we celebrate, which is the destruction of Africans who had us in slavery. That's what it is. That Passover is the most important holy convocation of the year. It's remembering that God destroyed our enemies to save us and give us freedom. But your Christian pastor ain't going to tell you that. He ain't going to teach you that. Because that's revolutionary. A God that only loves a particular people, a God that's for the slave and against the slave master. That can't preach in Creflo Dollar's church. You ain't going to get a whole bunch of tithes and offerings from that. But here in the ISUPK under Command Johnny Hanna, it's definitely going to teach because it's the truth. It's the truth of it's the truth of the scriptures. All right. Let's continue reading. Verse 3, and the people thirsted for water, and the people murmured against Moses and said, wherefore is this that thou hast brought us up out of Egypt to kill us and our children and our cattle with thirst? Like, that's deep. The Lord just saved you by destroying an entire country, nation, and its head of state, its president. And you say that the Lord brought us out here to kill us because you're thirsty. What's the point of this, man? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So, when you look at
what's the point? I'm asking a specific question.
I think they were spoiled. I think that they were spoiled.
Well, what's the point of of this being put in the records about how our people responded to being in a state of discomfort?
I think what it was is because, again, well, and just in natural people, change can bring fear. Change can have people acting and fall into these malice, like you said, ways where you start to you find yourself a stiff-necked, you know what I'm saying, turning your head to blame somebody versus being, versus embracing your comfort, your transgressions that God says to.
Well, I hear you, bro. I hear you. Right. It's blame, but see, it's the thing, right? See,
we find ourselves.
Do you know what? Do y'all know what having a hardened heart means? Do y'all understand what that means? Does anybody in the chat know what how you get a hardened heart? How does that happen? Y'all, Ash, you had your hand raised? Go ahead. Hand on the mic. How do you get a hardened heart?
Disobeying the Most High.
Yeah, but no.
But being like stuck in your ways, being like.
I'm gonna tell you how you get a hardened heart. You're correct, but there's something before that. The Bible says that the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart. What did he harden his heart against?
His word.
No. Yes, yeah, he hardened his heart against releasing the slaves. But when I say what did he harden his heart against, you're right, it was releasing the slaves. But what happened for him to not release them? What happened before that? Go ahead, Yawash.
I was gonna say because he's resistant. He resistant from God. Like he resists God.
How though?
Cause he sent God sent Moses to tell Pharaoh to let go of his people.
That's true. That's
he,
what the brother said. He resisted
Yeah, he
what
resisted.
the word.
Yeah.
But what did God do after that?
He sent plagues.
He sent plagues.
Right.
Those plagues were what? Miracles.
Right.
So Pharaoh saw miracles, things that humans couldn't do. And despite what he saw, he still went against God. So now what are the children of Israel doing? They saw the plagues. They saw the Red Sea get split open, a miracle, something that should have changed their lives forever. They saw manna, bread come down from the sky in the morning, and quails coming to the camp. They had biscuits in the morning and chicken tenders at night, every day, on time. Every day. This is while they're asking about water, bread is coming down from the sky in the morning. Quails are coming into the camp for them to go take the feathers off and fry. So what are they ignoring? The miracles. When God shows you something, when God shows you the truth in a miracle and you ignore it and go back to doing what you was doing and complaining, your heart is getting hardened because you're forgetting where you came from. You're forgetting what the Lord has done. Y'all understand what I'm saying to you? Yeah. And you're tempting the Lord. All right? That's what that is. All right? Because the last time they didn't have water, the Lord provided it, didn't he? But they must have forgot. They must have forgot. So let's keep reading. And Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, what shall I do unto this people? They be almost ready to stone me. It was to the point they was like, we're going to take you out. Because you done brought us out here. Now what we going to do? Ungrateful. This is why they didn't went and collected manna that morning. That the Lord provided. Moses didn't provide that. Verse 5. And the Lord said unto Moses, go on before the people and take with thee of the elders of Israel and thy rod, wherewith thou smotest the river. Take in thy hand and go. So he's saying, yo, take the elders with you, take the rod that you use to smite the Red Sea to split it, and go before the people. All right. Verse 6. Behold, I will stand before thee there upon the rock in Horeb, and thou shalt smite the rock. The Lord told him to hit the rock. On this go, he said, hit the rock with the rod. And there shall come water out of it, and the people may drink. And Moses did so in the sight of the elders of Israel. Verse 7. And he called the name of that place Massah in Meribah, because of the chiding of the children of Israel, and because they tempted the Lord, saying, is the Lord amongst us or not? That's what happens, man. When you're following the Lord and you be like, dang, is the Lord with me? Because you going through something and you questioning, you tempting the Lord. You tempting him. He done showed you 1,000 times that he's with you. And then because you're going through some discomfort and difficulty, it's like, dang, is the Lord with us or not? Why? Because you want the Most High to move on your time. But you on God's time. All right, let's get to these next Salakia. I don't know what that is. That's right, sis. Blameless. That's she answering from before. Zakarwan, holy. That's correct. Guiltless, yes. All right. Salakia. Okay, let's get these next. Let me see. These next 14. Okay. These next 14. Okay. Verse 9 in the Hebrew. Wayamar, Mashah, all Yahawashai. And for y'all, that's Joshua. Okay. Yahawashai, Bakar, Lanawa, Nashayim, Wataza'ah, Halakium. Oh, Salakia. Did I even go down all the way? Hold on. I think I read the 8. Salakia. Verse 8. I'm sorry. It's verse 8. Then came Amalek. Amalek is who you would call today the so-called Jewish man. All right. They are a tribe of Edom. They're one of the chief tribes of Edom. Really what you would call the head tribe of Edom. And this is Amalek. Okay. This is also who when if y'all remember with King Saul, when the Lord told him to go and destroy all of Amalek, he said he would have war with Amalek from generation to generation. And he told Saul to get rid of them. And Saul spared the king. And the Lord, this is how Saul and the tribe of Benjamin lost their seat as the rulers of Israel, was because of what Saul did and not finishing off Amalek. And the reason why the Lord wanted Saul to go to war with them and finish them off is because of what they did here. Right? Amalek, you know, they were the first to come at us. You understand? And you see that right now. They come at us by stealing our identity and our heritage. You understand? By calling themselves the Jews when the real Jews are black. The real Jews are Hispanics. The real Jews are Native Indians. You understand? All right. So Amalek is that the guys you see with the little black hats and the little, you know, the Shirley Temple curly cues and all that on the side of their face. That's Amalek. All right. They're Edomites. They are not Israelites. All right. They stole our heritage in the 600s. They converted the Khazarians. They were a small Russian Caucasus mountain warlike tribe that they were in between the Ottoman Empire, which was white Muslims who were also from the Caucasus Mountains. And they were in between them, the Ottoman Empire, and the Byzantine Empire, which was the Christian empire, right? This was also Edomites, white people, and they didn't want to be subject to either one. So they said, what can we do to not have to bend to either of their wills? Oh, we'll call ourselves the Jewish people, the Jews, because that's Abraham's belief system, and it precedes the Muslims and the Christians, and they took our identity. You understand? This is who came out to fight us. This is who we're fighting right now, to claim back our identity. You understand? All right, Salakia, verse 9 in the Hebrew. Where was I at? Ba'ai Malak, Makar, Anayaka, Anaykaya, Natazashab. I'm sorry, not Tazab. All, Raiash, Ha Gabaya, Wa Mata, Ha Alahayim, Baya Daya, Salakia Ba, Bayadya. Verse 10. Wayaash, Yahawashai, Ka'ashar, Amar, Lawa, Masha, Laha, Lakam, Ba Amalak, Wa Masha, Aharon, Wa Kawar, I Lawa, Ra'ash, Haggah Ba'aya, verse 11. Waha Yaha, Kashar, Ya Rayam, Masha, Yadaiwa, Wa Gabar, Yasha'al, Wa Kashar, Ya Nayaka, Yadawa, Wa Gabar, Amalak. Verse 12. Wa Yadaya, Masha,
Kabadayim, Wayakwa Kawa, Aban, Waya Shemaiwa, Thaka Thayawa, Wayashab, Ayla Yaha, Wahaaran, Wakarwa, Salakia, Wa Ka Wa'ar, Thamakuwa, Baya Dayawa, Mazah, Mazaha, Akkad, Wa Mazaha, Akkad, Wa Yahaya, Yad Yawa, Amar Wanaiha, Aid, Ba'a, Hashemash. Verse 13. Waya Kalash, Yahawashai, Amalak, Wa'a, Amawa, La Paya, Korab. Verse 14. Wayamar, Yahweh, All, Mashah, Kathab, Za'ath, Zakar, Wan, Oh, dang. Zakarawan. Basa Para. Oh, what's it like here? Ba Sapar. Washayim. Ba'a Zanaya. Yahawashai. Kaya. Ma Kaha. Ma Kaha. Zakar. Amalak. Matha Katha. Ha Shemayim. Verse 15. Wayaban. Mashah. Mazabak. Wayakra. So like your Wayakra. Shamawa, Yahweh, Messiah. Verse 16, Wayamar, Kaya, Yad, Al, Kas, Yaha, Ma, Laka, Maha, Yahweh, Ba Amalak, Madar, Dar. Exodus chapter 18, verse 1. Wa, Ya, Mashaya. Salakia. Wa, Ya, Shemai. Wa, Ya, Shemai. Yatha, Rawa, Kahan. Ma, Dayan. Ka, Thawa. Salaki, Kathan. Masha, Call, Ashar. Aishaha, Alahayim, La Masha. Wa, La Yasha'al. I Mawa Kaya. Hawa Tazaya'a Yahweh Yasha'al. Ma Matazarayim. Verse 2. Wayakwak Yathyrawa. Salaki Ya Tharawa. Kathan Masha Tazapara. Ashatha, Masha, Akar, Shalah, Waka, Yaha. Verse 3. Wa'a, Shanya, Banyaha, Ashar, Sham, Ha, Akkad, Garashim, Kaya, Amar, Gar, Haya, Yathaya, Baratazar, Naka, Rayaha, Salakia, Naka, Rayaha. Verse 4. Washam, Ha'akad, Aliyah, La Salakia, Alaya, Izar, Kaya, Allah Haya, Abiyah, Ba'ai Zaraya, Waya Tazalanaya, Makarab, Paraiah. Verse 5. Waya Ba'a, Yatha Rawa, Katan, Masha, Waba Nayawa, Wa'a Shataiwa, all, Masha, all, Ha Madabar, Ashar, Hawa'a, Ka Naha, Sham, Har, Ha Alahayim. Verse 6, Wayamar, Ath, Masha, Anaya, Katha, Naka, Ka, Tanayaka, Yatharawa, Ba'a, Alyaka, Wa'a, Shatayaka, Washa, Nayat, Wa, Shanya, Ban, Yaha, I, Maha. All right. Cut off that. Okay, this is going to be verse 9 to Exodus 18:6. And Moses said unto Joshua, choose us out men and go out and fight with Amalek. Tomorrow I will stand on top of the hill with the rod of God in my hand. So Joshua did as Moses had said to him and fought with Amalek. And Moses and Aaron and Hur went up to the top of the hill. And it came to pass when Moses held up his hand that Israel prevailed. So Moses gets brought to the top of a mountain or a hill. Amalek and Israel, Joshua leading them, is fighting in the valley. All right. So when Moses would raise up his hand with the rod, Israel would be gaining in the fight. All right. But when his hand dropped, Amalek would gain. All right. That's what's going on. Go ahead. Just grab the mic.
This is the second battle we had with Amalek.
This is the first.
With Saul.
No, Saul is like years later. This is just with Moses in the wilderness. What I'm explaining is why the Lord wanted Saul to kill the Amalekites. It's because of what they did here.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. So this is the first encounter with Amalek. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they wouldn't let us pass through their land either. You know what I mean? They was like tripping. You know what I mean? But then they came out to fight us too. All right. And the Lord remembered it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So now, verse 11, and it came to pass when Moses held up his hand that Israel prevailed. And when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed. And you know, why would Moses let down his hand? Because he's getting tired. You know what I'm saying? But Moses' hands were heavy, and they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat thereon. So they got a rock for him to sit down on, because he's standing up like this. So they got him a rock to sit down on so he can sit down and have his hand up. And put it under him, and he sat thereon. And Aaron and Hur stayed up with his hands. So you had his brother Aaron and another brother named Hur holding up Moses' hands so he could have his hands up in the air to keep Israel being able to win. All right. And his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. And Joshua discomfited Amalek. Discomfited means that he just was whipping their tail, whipping their ass pretty much. You know what I mean? He was stepping on them. They was getting stepped on. And Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. And the Lord said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in a book and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua, for I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. So the Lord was like, let put this in a memorial so Joshua knows when you leave and he's in charge to get rid of them.
You know what I'm saying? For coming out and attacking y'all. You understand? Now, how could this be the God that loves everybody? And he's like, write this down. You make sure that you take them out. This is not the God that loves everybody, man. This is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of Israel. All right, where it says that he is a man of war. This is the God that sent Christ. And what do they always tell us? What does the scripture say? That I am the Lord your God. I change not. He don't change. You know what changes? People change. You know what I'm saying? And you know what gets you to think that God changes? Religion. But the Lord didn't give us religion. He gave us a culture. All right, and laws to follow. All right. Let's keep reading. And Moses built an altar and called the name of it Jehovah Nisi. For he said, because the Lord hath sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. Now, think about this. Y'all think about this, right? The people that took our identity is the so-called Jewish man, right? And the Lord said he'd have war with them from generation to generation, right? Every country that they go into, what happens? They get warred on. Every country that they go into, this is why they're able to play the victim. we get oppressed because we the people of God. No. It's because the Lord said he's going to have war with you from generation to generation. And if the Lord meant that meant it couldn't just come from us. Right? They took our identity, and everywhere they go, everybody hate them. The Lord got everybody at war with them because the Lord is at war with them. Go ahead.
And they're Amalekites again? What you call them, Amalekites?
These are the people that are in Israel right now.
Right, but what do they call
them? Amalekites.
Amalekites.
Yeah, they're Edomites.
Edomites.
They act like they're not white people, but they white people. They just white people that took on our culture and identity. That's it. Even in Israel, every nation that surrounds them is at war with them. Iran, Saudi Arabia. Nobody likes Israel. And Israel's is fighting them. But everybody looks at them like, yo, why are you here? You understand?
Wait. So
go ahead.
Okay, so they're not. So everyone's not against Israel. They're against the Jews that are proclaiming to be.
They're not Jews, but the Jewish man.
They're against the Jewish man, not the Israelites.
Yeah, not the Israelites. That's right. Give him a hand. He's correct. That's right. Yeah, but it's the so-called Jewish man. You understand? But they're the tribe of Amalek. You know what I'm saying? Which is a tribe of Edom. All right. Let's keep reading. Chapter 18, verse 1. And when Jethro, the priest of Midian, Moses' father-in-law, heard all that God had done for Moses and for Israel, his people, and that the Lord had brought Israel out of Egypt, then Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, took Zipporah, Moses' wife, after he had sent her back, and her 2 sons, of which the name of the one was Gershom, for he had said, I have been an alien in a strange land. Now, this is talking about when Moses had fled from Egypt because he killed that Egyptian for beating up on the Hebrew, or on his Israelite brother. And there was a warrant out on Moses. Moses had a warrant. So he fled out of Egypt for catching that body, and he spent 40 years in Midian. And Jethro was a priest in Midian. Now, this was an African. Okay? This was an African. And Moses married an African. And this is Zipporah, his wife. Okay? So, but now, in our culture, you are what your father is, right? So we don't believe in being mixed. You know what I'm saying? Black people come in all shades. So do Hispanics and Native Indians. You can have what you want to call a red bone down to damn near. I mean, Blake Griffin is damn near what you would call with the tone of a white man, but he's a brother. You understand? So it's not about if you have a it's basically who your father is. It ain't about your mother. All right. If your father is a white man and your mother's black, you are a white man. You are who your father is. If your father is a black man and your mother is white, you are a black man. You understand? So you are the seed of your father. When you read through the records of the Bible, even when the record of Christ, it broke down his lineage through the fathers. You understand? So in our culture, that's how we analyze who you are. It's who's your father. That's what we say. Who's your father? Who's your grandfather? We don't go back past that because we came out of slavery. We can't trace it all the way back. You understand? But if your grandfather was a black man, we just consider you a black man. If your grandfather was a Mexican or Hispanic or Venezuelan or El Salvadorian, you're an Israelite. You understand? You're Guatemalan, Panamanian, Israelites. Jamaican, St. Vincent, Israelite. Haitian, Dominican, Puerto Rican, Israelite. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. All right? Okay, let's keep reading. But Moses had named his son with Zipporah Gershom because, and that it meant was, I have been an alien in a strange land. You know what I'm saying? And the name of the other was Eleazar, for the God of my father said he was mine help and delivered me from the sword of Pharaoh. You understand? Meaning that the Lord helped him get away. And he didn't have to suffer the death penalty for taking out that Egyptian. So he named his other son Eleazar. All right. Verse 5. And Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, came with his sons and his wife Moses. So now when Moses went back to Egypt to free the his brothers, the children of Israel, his wife and kids stayed behind. So when Jethro hears about what God did for Moses, he bringing back his wife and his sons. Because now what? Moses is in power. And he's like, oh, okay, now I'm going to bring his family back to him. All right. So Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, came with his sons and his wife and unto Moses into the wilderness, where he encamped at the mount of God. And he said unto Moses, I, thy father-in-law, Jethro, am come unto thee, and thy wife and her 2 sons with her. So he sent a message through because he couldn't just run up on Moses. He went and told the men that was on, the probably military brothers that was on Shamar, on guard. They went and told Moses that, and Jethro gave him that message. All right, so now we're going to read, let me see. We're going to read down to 12, from 7 to 12. All right. Exodus 18 and 7. Wayataza'a, Masha, Laqua Ra'ath, Kathanayawa, Waya Shathaikawa, Waya Salakia, Wa Yash Ya Salakia, Wa Yash Ya Shakwa. I guess you're right. Wa Ya Shakwa. Lawa Wayash Alawa Ayash Lara'ai Hoa La Shalom Salakia La Shalom Waya Ba'aiwa Ha'a Halaya. Verse 8. Waya Sapar Masha Laka Thanaiwa Ath Call Ashar Aisha Yahweh La Pariah Wa Matazarayim All A Wadath Yasha'al Ath Call Hatha La'aya Ashar Ma Taza'athium Ba Darak Wa Yatiza La Salakia Wa Yatiza La'am Yahweh. Verse 9. Wa Yakad Wa Yakad Yatharawa All Kayal Hata Waba Ashar Aisha Yahweh La Yasha'al. Oh, Salakia La Yasha'ala Salakia Ashar Hataza Ha Taza Yala Ha Taza Ya Lawa Mayad Ma Tazarayim. Verse 10. Wayamar Yayathyra Ya Thyrawa Barak Yahweh Ashar Ha Tazayah
Athakam, Mayad, Matazarayim, Wa Mayad, Paraaya, Ashar, Ha Tazayal, Hayam, Salakia, Mathaka, Yad, Matazarayim. Verse 11, Aithaha, Yadai, Kaya, Gadalwa, Yahweh, Makal, Ha Alahayim, Kaya, Ba Dabar, Ashar, Zadaiwa, I Lahayim. Verse 12, Wayakwak, Yathirawa, Kathan, Mashah, Ilaha, Wazah, Bakayim, La Alahayim, Wa Yabaya, Aharon, Wakal, Zakwa, Naya, Yasha'ala, La Akal, Lakam, Aim, Hatan, Mashah, La Penya, Ha Alahayim. All right, verse 7 to 12. And Moses went out to meet his father-in-law and did obeisance and kissed him. And they asked each other of their welfare, and they came into the tent. And Moses told his father-in-law all that the Lord had done unto Pharaoh and to the Egyptians for Israel's sake, and all the travail that had come upon them by the way, and how the Lord delivered them. And Jethro rejoiced for all the goodness which the Lord had done to Israel, whom he had delivered out of the hand of the Egyptians. And Jethro said, Blessed be the Lord, who hath delivered you out of the hand of the Egyptians and out of the hand of Pharaoh, and hath delivered the people from under the hand of the Egyptians. Now I know that the Lord is greater than all gods, because he was a priest of Midian. He had a God that he worshiped. But based on what he saw happen with Moses, Moses being the priest at the time, the high priest, you know what I'm saying? That was his father-in-law. And his father-in-law is like, dang, now I know he's the God of all gods. He's the greatest. You know what I'm saying? He's acknowledging the Most High as the true God. You know what I'm saying? Let me get back to that. Now that I know the Lord is greater than all gods, for in the thing wherein they dealt proudly, he was above them. Meaning that they showed their power and thought they were proud about it, and the Lord showed that he would have more power than them. Because, see, back in the day, people right nowadays, they don't believe God because of power. They believe God because of their personal preferences. Like people worship gods now or choose a religion based off what they feel that they prefer. But back then, there had to be some proof. You know what I'm saying? People would serve a God because they wanted to have a baby. So they want to see evidence of where's the God with power. You understand? Like right now, a pastor can do some fake stuff with a jacket, hit somebody and get them out of a wheelchair, and they gonna believe that. But back, you had to prove it. And so Jethro was like, bro, that's crazy. Egypt is destroyed. He's the God of all gods. You know what I'm saying? So basically what the Lord did in Egypt made his name great. Because why? They still make movies about that to this day. How many movies about the Israelites coming out of Egypt have there been? I guarantee you it's over 30 or probably over 50 to 100 movies about that, man. That's the Lord's name being made great in the earth. From an event that happened thousands and 4,000 years ago. You understand? All right. So go ahead.
I can't remember exactly where I read it. Maybe you could elaborate more, but even after destroying the Pharaoh, he went back for the Egyptians. The Lord went back for the Egyptians.
I mean, the Egyptians Egypt always was a temptation for Israel to go and hide out there, you know what I'm saying? Or even to depend on them, because Egypt never came back to being a superpower again, but they did rebuild. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord, punished them in different ways again, but that was at the time, Egypt was like what America is today, a superpower in the earth. You understand? Like
Nobody wanted to mess with Egypt. So the Lord, that's why he said he raised them up in power to show his power on them. You know what I mean? Just like how right now, nobody believes that anybody can defeat America. And that's why America's on top, but the Lord's going to show that America is not on top. You understand that the Lord, he's going to do the same thing that he did to Egypt.
Is the America in the Bible? Because I don't think
Yeah, America's in the Bible.
someone told me it wasn't. Like they said that they
Is the word America in the Bible?
no.
It's not.
They were saying that America's going to be smited or something like that. Smited, smote.
Right.
And will not be part of the one because Armageddon and everything.
Is Russia in the Bible?
They said everything in the last days will be over there, and
Right.
we're basically going to be irrelevant.
But I'm asking you a question. Is Russia in the Bible?
I'm not sure.
Is Hawaii in the Bible? No, because they all have new names.
Mm.
But the way that you recognize things in the scriptures is not by, like they'll even say to us, is the ISUPK in the Bible? Yeah, it's in the Bible. It's all through the Bible. It's in Ezekiel. You understand? It's in Samuel. You know what I mean? It's the school of the prophets. The ISUPK, let me tell you something. The school that Samuel was over is the ISUPK. The school that Elijah was over, the prophet Elijah, is the ISUPK. The school that Elisha was over is the ISUPK. The school that Christ was over, that he gave to Peter, is the ISUPK. What I mean, in different time periods, it's different men over it, but it's really the same men over it. It's the school of the prophets. That's the ISUPK. It's the ISUPK. It's the Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge. What I mean is that the Lord only deals with one person, one school. He's not dealing with everybody. You understand? The prophets weren't separated off doing it like, oh, it's a prophet over here and a prophet over here. They were all under the same school. That's why they were called sons of the prophets, because it was a guild. It was a, you couldn't just call yourself a prophet. You had to be part of the school. You understand? And learn under the men that the Lord was dealing with. But go ahead.
So the schools, no, that was a school from prophets from Israel, Israel, right?
Yeah.
And then what is that? No, that's not the same school they were talking about in the land of alchemy.
No, you talking about in the land of Egypt?
Yeah, the land of Kemet. Before
No.
when that's a school of priesthood.
No,
right?
now
That's Jesus.
Joseph, no, Jesus didn't learn from no Egyptians. He didn't go to no school in Egypt. That's a lie.
I thought the Book of the Dead was from Egypt, and that's where he learned how to get the keys to Hades.
No, he didn't learn nothing from the Egyptians. The Lord told us to not learn the way of the Egyptians. Why would God in Deuteronomy? He says, don't do what you learn from the Egyptians. Don't take on none of their ways. The Lord had us to be holy. Why people say that because they want to give credit to another nation. They don't. You have to understand something. Ak just means brother in Hebrew. You got to understand something, Ak. They don't want us to be a nation. When we did the prayer of Psalms 83, which we're about to do again, about to close out, it says that they want they want us to. In fact, give me that. What is that? Psalms 83. Let me just read it real quick. Psalms 83. I'll just get it real quick. Don't worry about it, Ak. So I ain't gonna, we've been here for a second. Yeah, we a little bit over too. Anyways, Psalms 83, it says, this is talking about God's enemies. It says, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee, the people that hate God, have lifted up the head. So how do we know that they hate God, right? They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. Why does it say hidden ones? Because the whole earth believes that the Amalekites, the people that are in Israel right now, Netanyahu, they think that they're the real Jews. And you living here in America as a black man, you're just what? A black man. A color in a crayon box. Right? Africans don't even look at you as a brother. Right? The Africans call black people over here a kata, which means like a wildcat or a cat without a home. They know we're not Africans. That's why you never see Africans trying to go protest and stand up for us. They go do their own thing. The Ghanaians, the Cameroonians, they don't come and try to mix with us. They tell their kids don't deal with the Negro because we're not the same people. You'll know it. In every black neighborhood or black project or hood, you're gonna have businesses, right? But they're not gonna be black-owned businesses, are they? They're going to be owned by the Arabs, by the East Indians. The Arabs are going to have the gas stations or the little corner stores, right? Selling the K2, selling the swishers, right? Maybe even selling weed up out of there. The East Indians going to have the hotels that we trap out of, or pimps take the whoremongers, the pimps take their women to pimp them out. The East Indians, the Elamites. I said the East Indians who own the hotels, or the Motel 6s and all the hotels, those are Elamites. They own the hotels that we go and take our women to and whoremonger. Whoremonger is a person. Monger means business. He's in the business of whoring. He's a pimp. We pimp our daughters out to and prostitute our daughters out of those hotels, or we trap out of those hotels. Then you have the Chinese, the Moabites. They have their Chinese shops and restaurants in our neighborhoods, or hair shops, right? And the Arabs getting them now too. That's Supreme Beauty Supply, ran by the Arabs. You understand? Then you got what? African hair braiding shops. All of the other nations have their businesses set up in our neighborhoods, and that's a curse in the Bible. That the nations would come into our neighborhoods and they would go high and we would go low. That's a curse from the Lord because we're not serving him. If they can come to our, don't we always say, how come they making money in our neighborhoods and they don't get back to the community? Don't we always say that? How are they coming in our neighborhoods setting up businesses? We can't set up businesses in Chinatown. You ain't finna go to no Arab neighborhood where it's rich Arabs that set up a business, a chicken restaurant. You're not gonna be able to do it. But they can come here. Now remember when I asked you about the manna, and I said, what does that mean that the manna didn't spoil on the Sabbath, like how it do during the regular days of the week, right? And you said, do what you told to do, right? Well, that's why they're able to do that in our neighborhoods. Because the Lord said, if you don't do what I tell you to do, you're going to be spoiled. What does spoiled mean? It means to be robbed. To be robbed. You're going to be robbed. You're going to be taken advantage of. That's why we're in this condition. Okay? So they are fighting to keep us from being a nation. All right? They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. The true Israelites. That they'll be forgotten about. That's the whole point. You understand? We'll just be, Puerto Ricans and Mexicans and Haitians and Jamaicans. That's it. They want us to leave it like that. But the Lord always sends his prophets out to remind the people, to cause the people to remember who you were. That's why we have these records. You understand? And you're not going to get this in the Christian church, man. You won't get the spirit of Christ, the spirit of the Most High in the Christian church. The Christian church is the house of Satan. In Revelations, when it says Satan and his angels, what's an angel? A messenger. What is Satan? A liar. So what are the angels of Satan? They're messengers who bring what? Lies. That's the Christian church. That you saw that the situation with Marvin Sapp the other day. He told the ushers to lock the doors and said everybody got to give up $20 so we can raise $40,000 and ain't nobody leaving until we get it. That's your Christian pastor, man. A thief, a robber. Go ahead.
Well, so like I don't know you were bringing about how he said Christ learned from Egypt. In Leviticus 18.
He didn't learn anything from Egypt.
I'm saying, on my point.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
In Leviticus 18, 1, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 2, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am the Lord your God. Verse 3, after the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwell, shall ye not do.
Read that again. Get that brother a hand. That's exactly what I needed that brother to hear. Go ahead, read it again.
Verse 3. From over here from the top. It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 18, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am the Lord your God. Verse 3. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelled, or shall ye not do?
Right. So the Lord wouldn't tell us that and then have Christ, who is the king, go and learn from the Egyptians. Christ was studying his own records, and he was in the temple with the doctors and the lawyers. You understand? Asking questions at 12 years old. Because he was figuring out who he was and what had to be done. He learned from this right here. Our records, the Torah. You know what I'm saying? And the prophets. That's it. The law and the prophets. That's what he learned from in the Most High. That's it. Can't no Egyptian tell us nothing. Egyptians is basically sodomites. You know what I'm saying? You look at their gods, they gods is, I don't even want to say it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got kids watching probably. But, it's just a lot of nonsense, man. You know what I mean? Let's keep reading. Verse 12. And Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, took a burnt offering and sacrifices for God. And Aaron came and all the elders of Israel to eat bread with Moses' father-in-law before God. All right. So basically, Jethro was like, man, your God is the greatest. He went and did a sacrifice, and they basically had a little barbecue. And Moses and the elders, they ate with that. They ate with that, with his father-in-law, and till the evening. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and stop right there. Lord allow, next week we'll come back and continue on with the next portion for the Sabbath service. Let's see here. Salute the Torah. Brother, if you want, you don't have to. If you want to, I'll show you out. What he said was, in the name of the Most High in Christ, bless you. For the Torah. Good? Okay, hey, I desire for good. Yeah, hold it. Right. Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Yah. It's a lot of y'all did make a misstep. This morning I didn't the step I forgot. La Yashala, which means to Israel. Turn the camera back on. Amadi, which means to stand. Wa, Hakuyam, which means to turn and face the east. Prayers. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew, Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakbaka, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'aratazah, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathamlanawa, Lakum, Call, Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kabawapnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawapinawa, Wala'ah,
Dabi Ayanawa, Banasaya 1, the ball, Hawashainawa, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Hamalatwa, Waha Allah, Wahata Para, La'awalamyam, Iman. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. This is the prayer of the power of the Hakak. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Baba Kusha, Nathan Lanawa, Hakak, Larapa'ah, Call Makala, Wakal Marawa, Hakak, Latahar, Hamatazarium, Hakak, Lahakwiyum, Hamathium, Hakak, Al Rakawa, Hatama Allah, Lagar Shun, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the water Aman. In the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai. Please give us the power. The power to heal all manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. This is the prayer to bless Israel. Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushai. Barak Lanawa. Wa Yashala. Wahabaya Saparium. Barak. Ba'ashem Yahushai. So Wada Aman. In the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai. Bless us and Israel and the school. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Ashah, Ayanya, Ahaharium, Ma'ayan, Yaba'a, Azaria, Ma'am, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Warataza, Al Yathan, Lamawat, Regalka, Al Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al Yad, Yamyunka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'a, Yakayaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal, Ra'ai, Yashamar, Afnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'aka, Wabawa'aka, Mayatar, Wa'ad, Awalam. In the English, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. This is Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al-Damayalaka, Al-Thakarash, Al-Thashakwat, Al-Kayahanai, Al-Yabika, Yahama Yawan, Wa-Mashanayaka, Shawa Ara'ash, Al-Imaka, Ya'ira Yam Wa-Sawad, Wayata Ataizawa, Altaza Wanyaka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakyadum, Magalia, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham Yashala, Iwad, Kaya, Naitaizawa, Lakabia, Salakia, Lakabiawa, Auyaka, Barya, Yakarkawa, Ahauya, Arawam, Wa Yashama Auyam, Mawa Abba, Wa Hagarium, Gabal, Wa Amawan, Wa Amalat, Palasha, Am Yeshabia, Tazawar, Gamashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labanya, Lawat, Salat, Aisha, Laham, Kamadian, Kasaya Sarah, Kayabian, Banakal, Kwayashwan, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayanda Ira, Hayawa, Daman, La Adama, Shayathamwa, Nadabua, Ka'arab, Wa Kazaba, Wa Kazabak, Waka Tazamanai, Call Nasakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayashara, Lanawa, Nawa, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shayathamwa, Kagogala, Kakwash, La Penya, Rawaka, Ka'ash, Tabia Aria Ira, Wakala Haba, Talahat, Haryam, Khan, Theradatma, Basa Irika, Wa Basa Wapaka, Thabalaham, Mala'a, Panyaham, Palawan, Wayaba Kwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabawa, Ajai, Wayakaparwa, Wayabaiwa, Wayadaiwa, Kaya, Ata, Shamka, Yahawa, Labadka, Al Yawan, Al Kaharataza. In the English, keep not thy silence, O power. And hold not thy peace. And be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult. And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, let us cut them off. From being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarine, Gabal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistine with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur is also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as unto Sisera, as the Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zied, yea, all their princes, as Zabah, and as Zalmunna, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of the power in possession. Hold my power. Make them like the wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm, and fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded, in trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame, and perish, that men may know that thou whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. The prayer of the blessing. Barakatah Yahweh. Wa Yahweh Shai. Wa Mayaka Allah. Wa Alahayim. Matazabaya. Alawap Yahana. Ha Alawapyum. Ha Saranyum. Ha Kotazayanyum. Ha Kayalim, Waha Akwapian, Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, the water Aman. In the English, bless you, Yahweh. And Yahweh Shai. And Michael. And the angels. Commanding General Yohanan. The generals. The captains. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. So be it. The curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth.
And all things living.
And all things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Send evils.
Send evils.
And curses.
And curses.
And punishment.
And punishment.
And destruction.
And destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
That speak against us.
That speak against us.
Thy prophets.
Thy prophets.
The teachers.
The teachers.
The princes.
The princes.
The priests.
The priests.
The Israelite brothers.
The Israelite brothers.
And the school.
And the school.
Send evils.
Send evils.
And curses.
And curses.
And punishment.
And punishment.
And destruction. To the heathen.
To the heathen.
And shake loose.
And shake loose.
The treasure.
The treasure.
Of the rich of Israel.
The rich of Israel.
That refuse to give to the school.
That refuse to give to the school.
Force their riches.
Force their riches.
To enter into thy sanctuary.
Into our sanctuary.
Send evils.
Send evils.
And curses.
And curses.
And punishment.
Punishment.
And destruction.
And destruction.
To the Edomites.
To the Edomites.
And the nations.
And the nations.
And their drug dealers.
And their drug dealers.
The court system.
The court system.
The prison system.
The prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All the governments of our enemies.
All the governments of our enemies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
The Roman Catholic Church.
The Roman Catholic Church.
The Pope.
The Pope.
Islam. Christianity. Egyptology. Militia. Ku Klux Klan. Aryan Nation. Skinheads. Posse Comitatus. The gay movement. The lesbian movement. Spies. Workers of witchcraft. NASA space program. Army. Navy. Air Force. Marine. Wall Street. Open up the internet. And the airwaves. And the cable access channel. And the radio channel. Convict the spirit of any of thy people. That seek to stop us. And bring swift destruction. To all the heathen. That stand in our way. Or try to stop us. From broadcasting your words. Throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues. Cause them to go to and fro. Through the earth. And consume them. Let the plagues shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh Shai, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread throughout the media, throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you always. So be it. All right, sorry, y'all can turn and face the podium. Lock. All right, crazy salute to the brothers men of Israel. Shabbat, Mijam, Barak, Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh, Shabbat, that's Matzah, Sar, turn face the sisters. This is my Mijam. Men of Israel. Mijam, Shabbat, Mijam, Barak, Yahweh, Shema, Lathar, Bashim, Yahweh, Shai. That's Matzah, class dismissed.
Shalom. This is to all Israelite groups and all Israelite communities and all breakoffs from One West and breakoffs from breakoffs from breakoffs, no matter what rainbow uniform you wear, red, white, purple and white, all white, it don't matter. You should all treat the ISUPK like your weird, misunderstood Sabbaths. You shouldn't do anything until you counsel with the ISUPK. We'll tell you when and what to eat. We'll tell you who to marry. We'll tell you who to have sex with and how. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your wives. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your parents, your friends, everybody. We'll tell you when and how to pray. We'll tell you how to direct your life in a way that's pleasing to the Most High God of Israel and our Black King Yahushua, aka Jesus Christ. We will be to you instead of a God. Just like the Most High told Moses in Exodus 4:16 that Aaron would be to him instead of a mouth and he would be to Aaron instead of a God, that's what we'll do for you. It is what you all need because none of you know what the fuck you are doing. I pray you understand. Shalom.
Welcome to Atlanta. Christ, this Officer 5000, Jeremiah, the camp leader of Atlanta. Passover 2025, starting April the 9th, we got the lamb slaughter. April the 10th, we got General Muhammad's flag. April the 11th, we got the black party that's going to have the Hebrew graduation. April the 12th, in Atlanta, Georgia, the 56th annual Passover, the only Passover under Commander Junior Hunter.
Our great and holy King have honored us for turning our lives from the darkness to the light, man. And no greater gift you can receive than to wake up to the truth and then commit your life to saving your brothers, man. Looking in their eyes and seeing their faces and seeing what they've suffered and what they've gone through and seeing the end of it, man. It is a guaranteed seat in the kingdom of heaven, man. So in the name of our King Yahushua, we dedicate us another Passover of brothers and sisters' lives being saved.
April the 13th, we got the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Shalom.
It's that time of year again. It's the 56th annual Passover, man. You know what that means. It's time for you sisters to get your corsages. You want a brother like this?
When I pull up,
So I guess if I could get a general breakdown of Matthew 5 and 22.
hop out, straight to your body. I know that it's smoky.
If one of these brothers piques your interest, sisters, y'all need to go ahead and buy one of those white corsages for $10. Yes, only $10, man. And you only need to tap in with your camp leader to get it. But how can you be chosen if they don't know the look and come and talk to you, come and pull up on you? So go ahead and cop your white corsage today.
Right when I hit the door.
If you want these world famous heroes and soldiers to come and holler at you, how they gonna do that without a white corsage? Or if one of these men are your husband, go ahead and grab a red corsage.
Let's go a couple more rounds.
Shalom. You did your 6 months and you want to get married out here? We got brothers for you. Nice, hard-working brothers who are ready to take your hand in marriage and make you an honorable woman. Tap in with your camp leader for more details.
Straight to your body, I know that it's smoky. You know, I've been sipping on potion. You gon' ride that slow motion.